Welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Cotoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Putin mobilizes more troops for Ukraine war and threatens his enemies. Funeral for York police officer killed in collision planned for Thursday. BC is the most unaffordable province for housing in Canada. Feds are set to drop ArriveCan app and ease other COVID-19 border restriction within weeks. Toronto Eaton Centre evacuated after fire breaks out in parking garage. Police arrest suspect who allegedly stole high-end vehicles while posing as customer at Markham dealership. Sean Fraser tables the strategy for temporary residents who want to become Canadian permanent residents. So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details. Russian President Vladimir Putin today announced a partial mobilization in Russia as the war in Ukraine reaches nearly 7 months and Moscow loses ground on the battlefield. Putin also warned the West that it is not a bluff, that Russia would use all its means at its disposal to protect its territory. The total number of reservists drafted in the partial mobilization is 300,000. The development came just hours before U.S. President Joe Biden's address to world leaders at the UN General Assembly. A funeral service for York Regional Police Officer Constable Travis Gillespie has been planned for Thursday. Gillespie, 38-year-old at the time of his death, was killed in a head-on collision on September 14th on Major Mackenzie Drive East between Richard Pearson Drive and Warden Avenue in Markham. The York Regional Police Officer, who was assigned to No. 2nd District Uniform Patrol, was on his way to work at the time of 6 a.m. crash. The other driver of Markham has been charged with the impaired operation causing death and dangerous operation causing death. British Columbia is leading the country as the province with the highest rate of unaffordable homes. Statistic Canada data published today from the 2021 census said British Columbia is the most unaffordable province for housing in Canada due to largely to the number of people paying high rent to live in downtown Vancouver. The data pegged BC's unaffordability rate at 25.5%, with Ontario next at 24.2%. Canada's home ownership rate fell overall 66.5% in 2021 from its peak at 69% in 2011. The federal government is poised to ease COVID-19 restriction at the border, including vaccination requirement, random COVID-19 testing, and mandatory use of the ArriveCan app. The move is expected to come by the end of September, sources told the Awaz News. The vaccination requirement was dropped for Canadian traveling by the plane or train in June, but remained in place for the foreign national entering Canada. It is not yet clear exactly how the government will change the rules. The expected changes coming following month of the complaints from those in travel and tourism industries who have said the restriction are hampering their businesses. No injuries were reported after Toronto fire crews evacuated a major downtown Toronto mall last night due to a fire that broke out in the parking garage. Emergency crews say they are extinguishing a multi-vehicle fire on a third floor of the Toronto Eaton Centre's parking garage. Crews have extinguished the fire and are in process of clearing the smoke from the building. Police are asking people to avoid the area as they close off the access to Yonge Street between Queen and Dundas Streets. A 47-year-old man is facing a long list of charges after he allegedly stole 3 high-end vehicles while posing as a customer at various Markham dealerships. The first incident occurred on August 2nd at a dealership near McCammon Road and Bullock Drive. Police say the accused was looking at the Porsche Panamera with an employee of the dealership when he jumped inside and drove away. The second incident occurred on August 29th at a dealership near Steeles Avenue East and Woodbine Avenue. This time, police say the suspect asked the test drive on Audi RS7 before getting inside and driving away. The most recent incident happened at dealership on Kennedy Road at Castan Avenue on September 15th. Police say the suspect once again asked to test drive a luxury vehicle, a Mercedes SUV, and once again got inside the vehicle and drove away. Police, however, located the stolen vehicle in a nearby parking lot later that day. The suspect was arrested a short time later. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser has tabled a plan to expand the pathways to permanent residence for international student and temporary foreign workers. Yesterday, during the routine proceeding, FRISA tabled a strategy to expand transitions to permanent residence for foreign workers and international students with significant work experience in the sectors with persistent labor shortages. The documents were released on the government website later in the day. The strategy offers a 5-pillar approach that Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada will take to help temporary residents become Canadian permanent residents. The 5-pillar approach can be seen on the website of the Canadian Immigration.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cutoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.